Hello and welcome to Happy Horror Time. My name's Tim Murdoch.
And my name is Matt Emmert, and we are coming at you with our first ranking video. This is something new that we are going to be doing, where one of us is going to be ranking something related to a horror series, whether it's kills or movies or Final Girls or something. And today it is my turn, and I am going to be ranking the Final Destination movies. Tim, is this one of your favorite franchises?
Hell yeah, sounds pretty final.
I thought you were going to say, hell no.
No, I love Final Destination.
Yeah, we both love Final Destination movies, but there is definitely a ranking of them. We're going to go from least favorite to most favorite. And in fifth place, you ready for this, Tim?
Give it to me.
Is Part 4, The Final Destination. Now, let me tell you why this is my least favorite. With the caveat that I enjoy every Final Destination movie in some way. Now, the opening scene of this movie, I have never been a big drag racing fan. And to be honest, like a big disaster at a drag racing arena, it doesn't scare me. I don't attend these events. And it got to the point where it was in 3D and it just didn't register with me like some of the disasters in the other movies. Not just that, the cast of this movie, they're okay, but they don't have the most likable attitudes. There isn't a character I remember from this movie that I'm like, oh my God, I wish they would live. I'm just really attached to. So something combined with the disaster not really appealing to me, the 3D aspect being a little cheesy, and the cast being not the most likable people makes it my least favorite.
Krista Allen's in that from The Bold and the Beautiful, and she also dated George Clooney. I loved it.
You're like, so Kristen Allen's about good, and she gets killed majorly and really badly. Okay, so in fourth place is, for me, Final Destination 5. Now, I will say that the bridge collapse scene at the beginning is pretty incredible, but something about this movie, and maybe it's because when we got to this time in the series, it was literally just like kill, 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 kill. It has some pretty remarkable kills. Now, remember, this is still fourth place of 5 movies, so it doesn't mean that it's bad by any means, but it's just my fourth favorite. Now, there are things I really like about it. Like, I love that it connects to the original Final Destination. You find out that it is a prequel at the end, and I do actually feel for the main characters in terms of the two in the relationship, but it's just not one of those movies that I go to when I think about the Final Destination series and think, oh my God, I gotta watch this one. It is so integral to the series. But with that said, I do very much prefer this one to The Final Destination.
Another Bold and the Beautiful star, Jacqueline McCain Woods, who did the eye thing, and I know you love things about the eyes.
I'm so squeamish about eyes, and this Bold and the Beautiful star has like the worst eye-related death.
I know.
There's been a lot of eye-related uncomfortable deaths in these movies, and she also falls off the bridge and like something like falls on her like a car or something.
No, that too, and her eyeball, I think, gets run over.
Oh, yes. You're right. Okay, in third place, and this is going to be surprising to some people because I think this entry is many people's favorite. In third place for me is Final Destination 2. And if you're like, everyone loves the auto accident scene. A lot of people really love the final girl and the main characters of this movie, and they love that they brought Clear back Ali Larter. I do love all of those aspects. For me, when I think about the Final Destination movies, the first thing that comes to mind is the opening scene premonition, how scary it is, and how much it resonates with me. An auto accident, although it is probably the most logical accident of all of these movies to happen to anybody, I don't get that scared about that because I'm in control. When I'm in control in a car, Tim, like I feel like I can avoid things. Whereas when I'm like on a roller coaster or on a bridge, that terrifies me because I can't do anything about it.
Ironically enough, today I saw a car accident and someone ran into the bus and it had the advertisement for the new Final Destination Bloodlines. So Final Destination 2 does scare me.
Yes, Final Destination 2. Now, there's a lot of great things. The deaths in it are really well, and I love the characters and that scene where they're all explaining that they were all in something that related to one of the characters from Part 1's deaths. Like, I give the writers and the show creator, Jeffrey Reddick, so much credit for connecting Part 2 to Part 1 and for bringing Ali Larter back. I hate that they killed off Devon Sawa with an article that he got hit by a brick. And again, the auto accident theme wasn't my favorite. I also hate when the woman's head gets pulled off on the elevator. The poor mom.
Yes. Well, doesn't Ali Larter die also?
Yes, and they kill Ali Larter. Thank you for reminding me. That is not a good thing. You don't want to bring a character who's beloved back and kill her. So those are the things that I have issues with Final Destination. Destination 2. With that said, it is such a strong entry. That's why it's my number 3. In number 2 is Final Destination 3. Now, I just love this one, Tim, because the roller coaster scene at the beginning is terrifying to me. This probably has something to do with the fact that I used to grow up going on roller coasters all the time, and I always thought to myself, what if something happens? You are fucked. If the roller coaster, if something is off, it is going to go off the tracks and you are dead, and that has terrified me my whole life. The way they show this opening scene in Final Destination 3 as a roller coaster rider is terrifying. In addition to that, I love Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I think she is such a good final girl, if there is one in Final Destinations. And I also love the tanning booth scene. The tanning booth scene is so iconic. When they're singing Roller Coaster, they blow up in flames. There are so many iconic, memorable deaths. And to be honest, something about all the kids being in high school, I feel like there's more camaraderie between them. Not saying all horror movies need to be high school kids, but they all feel connected. And I just really liked this movie. I felt like the ending disaster on the subway train, it's almost like a 2-for-1. You get 2 huge disasters in one Final Destination movie. And it's just one of my favorites. I give this part number 2 in the ranking.
Did Mary Elizabeth Winstead die?
I mean, at the very end, I feel like everyone dies. And at the end, she, in the subway accident, she sees it coming to kill her. So you have to assume
I just want to see her in Bloodline.
Bloodlines. Can we see her in, how about Black Christmas?
I'll see her in anything.
I will see her. How about the Thing remake?
Yes.
How about wait, what else is she in? The 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Or Death Proof.
She's in a ton. She's great. She's great. Okay. And shocker, my number 1 Final Destination movie is the original Final Destination from 2000. I am a sucker for the original horror movie in many horror series. It's when the idea is the most novel. That airline scene in the opening disaster has haunted me for my entire life. For some reason, that was the first time I had seen a plane crash depicted in so much detail, Tim, that it scared me to get on planes. And I think about that before I get on planes. That's how effective it was.
Maybe you should never travel.
I know. Well, I love Devon Sawa. I think he is a great actor. I thought he was a great final boy of the movie. I loved Kristen Cloak in it. I loved the teacher having to be related to the students. I liked even how the bully, throughout the movie changes kind of his tune. I liked the dynamic between Devon Sawa and Ali Larter. I just thought I remember each character in the original Final Destination so clearly. I can barely remember one character in part 4. Every character was so well defined by like their horror, by their high school tropes, and the airplane scene was just so well done, and just everything about death creeping up on you. I felt like that movie made death the scariest, whereas the later movies, it became just about crazy effects and funny deaths.
Was this the movie where the guy got killed in the shower with the getting around?
Yes.
I don't like that.
I was just going to say, thank you for reminding me.
I like it, but it's disturbing.
That is one of the most disturbing death scenes because he's being strangled by the fish line on his shower and he's trying desperately to get away. It's disturbing as fuck, but it's so well done. And then even, I think the shock scene of the girl that gets hit by the bus, that I remember being in the theater and everyone jumping. And that is one of those moments that is going to be on those top 100 horror moments list. I can't think of a moment from any of the other Final Destination movies that was that jarring and surprising. Do you remember when you first saw that bus scene?
Yeah, and I also thought it was Sean William Scott's head popping off. Doesn't he get beheaded?
He does. That's a little
pretty
more
good.
It's good. It's a little more comical. Like that one, he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And gets decapitated. So I kind of laughed at that, but the bus scene, Kristen Cloak's death is real. I mean, she has the glass that comes through her throat, and then the knives fall.
Yeah,
on her.
I love it. Kristen Cloak in anything.
Oh my God, she's amazing in Black Christmas. Funny that she and Mary Elizabeth Winstead both.
Oh yeah,
from,
I didn't even
Black
put that
Christmas.
together.
Yeah, but the original Final Destination, it really set the scene for this franchise. It made death scary. It made an airline disaster terrifying, and it is one of those movies that is stuck with me. I've seen a million times, and it's my favorite one in the series.
Hey, Matt, you can't cheat death.
But you can cheat
on a test.
I was just going to say on a school test. Anyway, that is our Final Destination that is my Final Destination franchise ranking. We will be back with more rankings to come, so stay tuned.
Bye.